evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Thursday, the 30th of April. Indian rescue teams dig deep into Nepal's interiors to provide relief. 10 Pakistan Taliban men get life imprisonment for attack on Malala Yousafzai. And southern India's Thrissur comes alive with temple festival Puram. And now for all the details. Indian rescue and relief teams are pushing into the interiors of Nepal, where stricken people still await aid ever since Saturday's tremors. There seems to be no efforts lost despite rains hampering the operations.
The Indian Air Force and Army have intensified their relief operations in the quake hit Nepal to greater heights in the last 24 hours. The Air Force has so far airlifted over 3,200 persons, flying a total of close to 50 fixed-wing sorties and lifting around 320 tons of relief material and equipment. With its aircrafts operating on a war footing, they are making successful landings on extremely short airstrips in places like Pokhara to supply food, water, blankets and medicines.
घर के फर्स्ट फ्लोर से गिरा मुझको हेड पे कमर पे दर्द हो रहा है.
The aviation helicopters of the Indian Army continue to penetrate into far-flung areas for delivering essentials, despite 2 more aftershocks jolting Nepal on Thursday morning. While the Indian Army has established 3 field hospitals, 2 medical teams have also been set up in Barpak, the epicenter of the earthquake. Army doctors are also working round the clock attending to the injured.
खुश है, बहुत संतुष्टि है, बहुत अच्छा काम किया होगा, बहुत अच्छा किया है. इससे भी ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता ना. इनने बहुत सुविधा दिया है. डॉक्टर लोग ने टाइम टाइम में आके चेक कर रहा है, दवाई फ्री में मिल रहा है, टाइम टाइम में सब कुछ आगे चेक हो रहा है, बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है.
The 16 teams of National Disaster Response Force are carrying out massive relief operations, hoping to find survivors from the rubble of collapsed buildings. A team of NDRF on Wednesday pulled out 10 bodies trapped under the debris of a 6-story building in Kathmandu.
अभी तक 10 बोरियां हमने यहाँ से निकाल चुके हैं और 2 बोरियां और मिली हैं, उन्हें निकालने का प्रयास जारी है.
कल भी कुछ निकली थी?
हाँ, कल 1 बोरी निकली थी और परसों 5 मिली थी.
अभी कुछ जो लोगों से पता चला कि और भी अभी कितने लोग हो सकते हैं? एक तो हमें वहाँ पर दिख रही है.
यहाँ अभी करीब 30 से 40 लोगों के फंसे होने की संभावना जो लोकल द्वारा बताई गई है.
Indian authorities said New Delhi was determined to extend support and help till Nepal government needed.
भारतीय सेना के जवान हैं, वो लोग हेली लिफ्ट कर रहे हैं और दूर दराज के एरियाज़ में, ख़ास तौर जहाँ पे ये एपिसेंटर था इस अर्थक्वेक का, गोरखा में, वहाँ पे अब रिलीफ सामग्री पहुँचा रहे हैं ताकि जो सबसे ज़्यादा इफ़ेक्टेड लोग हैं उनको सपोर्ट मिल सके.
India was among the first nations to rush to Nepal's aid after the Himalayan nation faced 7.9 magnitude trembles on Saturday. It has so far sent 280 tons of relief materials and heavy equipment to Nepal under the name of Operation Maitri.
A special court in Pakistan has asked the investigators to record the statements of 2 witnesses, including an American national, in the murder of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto. She was killed in a bomb attack in 2007 during an election campaign.
The Anti-Terrorism Court has directed the ISI to allow one of its operatives to record his statement. It has also asked the investigating team to ascertain how the statement of Mark Siegel, a US author and prosecution witness, can be recorded. The court direction came on Wednesday after it resumed the proceedings in the case. Benazir Bhutto, the 2-time Prime Minister of Pakistan, was killed in a bomb blast in the garrison town of Rawalpindi in December 2007, where she was scheduled to address an election rally. The murder was claimed by Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, a Pakistani Sunni militant group. A UN-monitored probe in 2009 has claimed that despite receiving multiple threats to Bhutto's life, the then government had failed to provide adequate security to her. In August 2013, former president and military dictator Pervez Musharraf was indicted in the case with charges of murder, conspiracy and facilitation of the killing.
Academic activities remained suspended on Thursday in Karachi University as teachers and students marked their protest against the killing of a professor. This was the second such incident targeting a faculty member of the university in 7 months in Pakistan.
Teachers and students of Karachi University observed a day of mourning on Thursday, demanding the arrest of the killers of Professor Wahidur Rahman. He was killed by unidentified gunmen on motorbikes on Wednesday while he was on his way back home. Police have ruled out any sectarian motives behind the murder. Professor Rahman was better known by his pen name Yasir Rizvi and used to be a regular columnist. He was laid to rest late on Wednesday by family and friends. Rahman, who was an assistant professor of mass communication, was the second faculty member of the Karachi University to be killed on the road by gunmen. Professor Shakil Auj, the Dean of Islamic Studies Department, was also shot by unidentified men in September last year. Auj, who had progressive outlook on interfaith issues, was allegedly killed for his stance against religious fundamentalism. His family said both the killings are connected.
He had been very close to us, to all our family. वो अब्बू के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा जद्दोजहद भी कर रहे थे, अब्बू के केस के सिलसिले में बहुत ज़्यादा कोशिश भी कर रहे थे और इनफैक्ट वो हमसे टच में रहते थे ऑन अ डेली बेसिस और वो यही कहते थे कि बेटा तुम लोग परेशान हो, मैं देख रहा हूँ इस केस को और आज उनके साथ ये हादसा हो गया. दिस नॉट द फर्स्ट टाइम, ये कोई एक चेंज चल रही है, इसके बाद खुदा ना खास्ता किसी और का नंबर भी आ सकता है.
Many of Rahman's colleagues also felt the murder was an effort to silence the free speech in Pakistan. The country has in the recent years seen an increase in targeted attacks against liberals and intellectuals. Many of these killings were instigated by extremist groups or radical religious preachers.
An anti-terrorism court in Pakistan on Thursday awarded life imprisonment to 10 people accused for an assassination attempt on teenage educationalist Malala Yousafzai. All the convicts belonged to the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and admitted of carrying out the attack on Yousafzai and two other schoolgirls at behest of the commander Mullah Fazlullah. The teenager, who became an icon in the fight for girls' right to education, was attacked by the Taliban in October 2012 while on her way to school. Yousafzai, who was critically injured in the head, was flown to the UK immediately for treatment. She was conferred the Nobel Peace Prize last year for campaigning for girls' education. The media in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is bearing the brunt of mirroring the realities of the region. It continues to be under pressure from the Pakistani establishment to file reports that suits them.
In a move to curb freedom of the press, Pakistan security forces have been piling pressure on media persons to stop them from reporting true facts about POK. Pakistani agencies unleash a wave of terror on the press corps for exposing the administration's sloppy policies towards addressing the problems of locals. But the oppression on journalists does not end there. They do not get salaries for months altogether, and when they do, it is insufficient to even lead a basic life.
सबसे बड़ी जो है वो मुश्किल जो है वो साथियों को जो है वो उनकी सैलरीज हैं, जो कि जो अखबारात देते भी हैं वो भी इस वक्त एक आम मजदूर से कम सैलरी मिल रही है एक काम करने वाले शख्स को, और अक्सरियत के साथ लोग जो हैं वो बगैर तनख्वाह के समझें वो काम कर रहे हैं और उनका जो है वो गुजरोकात जिस तरीके से होता होगा तो वो आप समझते हैं वो कहने की बात नहीं है. इस पर बात पर भी शर्म आती है कि वो क्या कुछ करके अपना और अपने बच्चों का पेट पालते हैं.
Pakistani agencies not only harass media houses but also obstruct the freedom of press by denying journalists their rights. These media persons complain of inequality and mistreatment as compared to their counterparts from around the world. But most of it goes unheard.
और हुकूमत को पता है कि जब ये लोग हमने इनके हकूक़ के लिए इनको तहफ़्फ़ुज़ दे दिया तो कल इनको कुछ मिल गया तो उनका बहुत सारा कच्चा चटा खुल जाएगा. आज तो एक बेचारा साथी अगर स्टोरी के लिए जाए तो उस बेचारे की जेब में पैसे नहीं होते और उनको पता है कि बेचारों को अगर इसके पास पैसे नहीं है ये खबर क्या लगाएगा, ये जाके एक्चुअल स्टोरी क्या करेगा. हुकूमत ये देखें हुकूमत कब जाएगी कि काफ़ी मजबूत हों.
With most of media houses constantly being muzzled by Pakistani intelligence agencies, journalists are under pressure to file biased reports. Atik further said, Pakistan-based newspapers try to dominate the readership in POK, trying to mold the minds of people of this illegally occupied land.
इस वक्त पाकिस्तान से दर्जनों पाकिस्तानी बेस्ड अखबार जो हैं वो आज़ाद कश्मीर के अंदर आ रहे हैं, जो करोड़ों रुपए का सरकारी और प्राइवेट बिजनेस लेके जा रहे हैं. उन्होंने इस आज़ाद कश्मीर को जो है वो एक कमाई की मंडी समझ रखा है.
While the remote region continues to remain fallen off the map, Pakistan ensures no international media gets access here. whatever little information about POK trickles out is through the reports of a few fearless journalists who defy the dictates of the Pakistani military.
India and Bangladesh on Wednesday signed a bilateral draft agreement on coastal shipping. The deal seeks to boost export-import trade between the two countries and reducing the cost by 2/3. A report.
The deal comes as a step ahead in magnifying trade between the two neighbouring countries. The agreement will allow both India and Bangladesh to transport their consignment directly in one another's ports without any transitional stopover. The trade route between the countries, which is around 3,000 nautical miles, will be reduced to around 620 nautical miles once the agreement comes into effect. Any ship from both the sides will be able to directly anchor in each other's inland port. Currently, cargo vessels between India and Bangladesh travel using sea routes via Colombo or Singapore. Once the deal comes live, the cost of shipment between the two countries will also drastically reduce. The final agreement will be signed during the upcoming visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Bangladesh.
Zimbabwe will become the first cricket team to tour Pakistan in nearly 6 years. The Pakistan Cricket Board on Thursday confirmed that the team will play 3 one-day internationals and 2 T20 matches. This will be the first international cricket tournament held in the country ever since Pakistan cricket faced international isolation following a terror attack on a visiting Sri Lankan team in Lahore in 2009. While 6 Pakistani policemen and 2 civilians were killed in the attack, 6 Lankan players were also injured. Pakistan has been holding their home matches in the UAE ever since. Zimbabwe cricket officials said they agreed for the tour only after the PCB assured full security to the visiting team and officials. Emphatic drum beats charged up the atmosphere as devotees plunged into a celebratory mode. Take a look at how this colourful festival delighted everyone in southern India.
It was a time of the year when India's southern province of Kerala broke into celebrating its biggest festival, as a sea of revelers converged in the city of Thrissur to witness the spectacle. The annual Hindu festival of Thrissur Puram was marked at the Vadakunathan temple amid thousands of merrymakers. Curtains came down for the week-long festivities on Thursday after elephants carrying the 2 main deities came face to face at the temple's main gate to bid adieu with a promise to meet again next year. An ensemble of percussionists and pipers offered a musical treat to the devotees who soaked themselves in the celebration.
अभी तो क्राउड काफी बढ़ गया है. अभी तो बचपन में हम जब आते थे तो इतना नहीं था, बट अभी क्राउड काफी बढ़ गया है. बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है. अभी काफी we have come after many years rather.
Termed as one of the country's biggest temple festivals, it also attracts visitors from across the world. Caparisoned elephants became the highlight of the event as they paraded on the temple ground, providing a visual treat to the onlookers.
എല്ലാ വർഷവും നമുക്ക് കുടമാറ്റത്തിൽ ഓരോരോ സ്പെഷ്യൽ കുടകൾ അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ വർഷവും നമുക്ക് വെറൈറ്റികൾ കാണണമെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ തൃശ്ശൂർക്ക് തന്നെ വരണം.
The celebration also provided a rare show of parasols in varying designs and colors. The festival sees people from all faiths participating in the biggest gatherings of Asia.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Indian rescue teams dig deep into Nepal's interiors to provide relief. 10 Pakistan Taliban men get life imprisonment for attack on Malala Yousafzai. And southern India's Thrissur comes alive with temple festival Puram. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.